Well, hello and welcome back, you beautiful stupid babies.
My dear guests, I am Mr. Rourke, your host. Welcome to Fantasy Island.
No, I am your host, Mr. Rick Siegel, and this is the place where I bring you some of that extra juicy content that Corbin and I promise you all the time on our stupid reactions.
Hey, welcome back to our Stupid Reaction. What's up, Corbin?
I'm Rick.
You follow us on
Instagram and Twitter
for more
juicy content.
It's
and
so
this
juicy.
bearded bastard.
Please do subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment below if you'd like to talk. And today, on this edition of Afterthoughts, my afterthoughts on the Nawazuddin Siddiqui interview. This is the first in a series I will do on Afterthoughts, which I explained in the first Afterthought, but particularly as it pertains to the interviews. Yes, stupid babies, I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk about the interviews we've done thus far, and as new interviews unfold, you can expect an afterthought immediately following an interview we do with somebody. So yes, I'm going to do some afterthoughts on Nawazuddin Siddiqui, obviously today, Tushar Lal, Sujoy Ghosh, Kaushiki Chakraborty, Kubra Seth, Anurag Kashyap, and I will probably give you a afterthought on Zakir Hussain, even though we did one on OSR. Today is about Nawazuddin Siddiqui. Guys, you need to know something about the interviews. We are, like everything else on this channel, extraordinarily blessed to have things come to us. These interviews have come to us, and it's been because of Team Stupid Baby, the Stupid Family. There is a team of stupid babies, and you got to meet some of them when we were there on the trip and they were in the videos. But there is this team of stupid babies who, out of just the generosity and kindness of their heart and love for OSR and the Stupid Family, that have made these things possible. So in case you were ever wondering how this has come about, it's been because of the Stupid Family. As it pertains to Nawazuddin, it was extraordinary that this worked out at the time that it worked out. Obviously, our trip to India was pre-COVID-19 and lockdown. And even in the back of our mind, we knew it was going to happen. It had been scheduled before the trip, but we were still keeping in the back of our mind, this is a very busy man with a lot of stuff that he needs to do. If he needed to cancel, we would completely understand, but thankfully he did not. This took place at his office, and when we arrived, it was neat to see, you know, pictures and things of him in different, as well as some other pictures he has up that are in the office. And we went in there and we got to set up, met a couple of people there who work with him, and just waited for Nawazuddin to arrive. When he came out, he was there. Expected him to be as small of stature as he is, and he was extremely humble. Not the kind of guy who walks into a room and suddenly his presence is this massive presence. I think that's what one of the things that Anurag had said about Nawazuddin, is that when you meet him in person, you are surprised because his screen presence is so massive, but his presence in person is quite diminutive. It's quite small, it's reserved, but incredibly kind, incredibly humble. The immediate thing you know from Nawazuddin, which was evident in the interview as well, is that he's the kind of man who looks you directly in the eye. He doesn't have any level of superiority whatsoever. You can tell that every engagement he has with anyone is an important engagement, that he cares about people, and that every experience he has, he's the quintessential actor. He's wanting to take that in. It was fun also to see the excited nervousness that I saw in Corbin when we first met Nawaz, because he couldn't hide the fact that he was getting a chance to meet an actor that he has the greatest respect for and wants to work with. And it was fun to see. That kind of leveled out pretty quick within the interview, but right at the outset, there was that excited, bubbly, I can't believe I'm getting to talk to Nawazuddin Siddiqui, that you obviously want to keep in check when you're talking with them, because you don't want them to feel uncomfortable, that you're uncomfortable in some way. And the beautiful lady who did the talking with us and was translating things for Nawazuddin, so many of you commented on what a beautiful job she did. And when you're doing an interview like this with somebody of Nawazuddin's stature, obviously the first thing you want to be sure of is that they're comfortable. And you don't know how an interview is gonna go. You don't know if they're gonna be talkative, not really sure how they perceive you. But as you could tell from the interview, he was so engaging. And I think as we began to ask the questions that were more and more about the art form. And one of the most wonderful things he said to us in the interview and afterward was his appreciation for the channel. I think, you know, his description of the channel when he first ran into it, that gets bleeped out on our intro now on OSR, was when he first saw the channel, he said, "What is this fuckery?" But then as he got into more of it, he began to recognize that we weren't playing around, that we were very serious about the art form and the artistry, which he obviously is. So the fact that he would even do an interview, as we said over and over again, was such an honor. And he was so engaging, he was so polite, and he was that way to everybody that was there. He took the time afterwards to take pictures with everybody. He took the time to sign and give us all some photographs of him without it being anything of a arrogant thing at all. Just this sense of, I know you guys would appreciate that. There was never a moment where you felt like he had something else he needed to go do. I know he's a busy man, but from the moment he walked in the room to the moment we said goodbye, he was just there to be with us. As long as we wanted to be there, we were the ones who cut it short. And again, you know, took pictures with everybody, talked with everybody, laughed. If there's a person who is not full of himself, it's Nawazuddin Siddiqui. That's really all that there is to say about the interview. We didn't have any other interactions with him. We haven't spoken with him since. We hope we get to do another interview with him at some point, and ultimately, we would love to act with that man. We would love to be on a set with him and to work on a scene with him. It was a really wonderful experience that came about because of stupid babies who made it happen. He's a really wonderful guy who was inviting, open, and wonderful. So there's some afterthoughts. It's not that much revelation, but at least gives you a deeper insight into what it was like to talk to him, the time we got to spend with him. Hope you liked it. If you want more of this stuff, stick around. Again, if you haven't done it, click subscribe, like, comment, and here comes my silly little song with a little Patreon thing at the end in the upper left-hand corner that you could click on to support me if you would be so generous and kind to do so. See you guys next time here and on OSR. And as always, stay stupid forever.
If you like this video and want some more, subscribe right now and you'll adore the time you spend with me and your extended family. And if generosity turns you on, just click that link to Patreon and give until your money's gone and no one else will be.
Rick Siegel, an institution of silliness for everyone but Corbin's mom.